This right here is the workbench corner in our garage. And in this video I'm going to upgrade it by extending the workbench into this corner and building another tool wall on this wall over here. So there's a lot to do, so let's get right into it. The basic idea to expand the workbench is we use the space from the rain pipe up to this shelf right here, and we're just going to fill all of this up with more desk surface. But obviously I didn't buy a 6 cm thick plate of wood, or slab of wood rather. So I bought a bunch of boards and we gotta glue them together, get them into shape and put it in place. So let's do that. Here's the wood that I bought to build the extension. But I'm not only going to use these big pieces I bought. I also want to use some wood that we already had laying around. And for this I got these pieces from my first video where I took down an old nightstand, and these pieces need some more care before we can use them, like getting all the things off it, the dowels and everything. Can you see them? So let's do that first.
I started by removing all of the wood strips and wooden dowels. Then I tried to get everything as even as possible with the orbital sander. This left me with 3 clean pieces that I can use as filler material for the workbench extension.
The plan is to glue all of these sheets of wood together as they are right now, and then after I glue them all together I'm going to cut out the specific shape I'm going to need in this corner. So first I need to glue all of these together, and before I do that I need to cut this board because, as you can see, it's a bit longer than all of the others. This is where I wanted the cut to be, and well, this is where it's at. I guess it is what it is, at least too big than too small. Time for the glue up. This is literally going to be my first time ever using wood glue, so kinda nervous, but guess I'll have to do it.
And since it was my first time, I did quite a few beginner mistakes. First off, I should have cut a bigger opening into the glue bottle because I really had to squeeze the soul out of that thing to get enough glue. Then I tried to use a paper towel to spread the glue, which didn't work since the glue was way too sticky and immediately ripped the paper towel apart. This led me to use the only brush I had laying around, which was way too small for this job. But it turned out well enough in the end, and I was able to clamp everything into place.
This is what I managed to come up with. This is probably every clamp we own that I could find in the workshop. So I'm just going to let this dry overnight, I think, just to play it safe. While the glue is drying, I'm going to make a template out of cardboard using this piece from my bamboo lab I unboxed in the last video. Go check it out if you haven't already. I'm just gonna take some measurements and make a template that I can then use to cut the actual wood. So let's do that. So it's going to be 115 centimeters long. I made a little stand out of some scrap wood we had laying around, and now I'm just going to cut out the cardboard that overlaps the workbench to make the template. You won't see much, but I need something heavy to hold the cardboard in place. So sorry about that. Yes, I used a Japanese pull saw. Don't question it. It's right here is our piece. All cut out. This is the cutout I made. And now this is going to be the template that I'm going to use on this piece when it's done drying. So I'll see you tomorrow when we undo these clamps. It's a new day. Let's loosen the clamps and see how it went. It didn't fall apart immediately, which is good. And I see little to no gaps on the sides. So I'm going to cut this to size and use the template that we made earlier. I'm actually going to use our jigsaw since our handheld circular saw won't make it depth-wise. So I'm hoping I can use the jigsaw just like the circular saw. I've got the rail set up and now I'm just going to cut.
The more experienced woodworkers among you will probably already know that that was a terrible idea, because jigsaws are not really meant to do cuts like this. Which is why this cut came out absolutely atrocious and also ruined the saw blade I was using. So I made that cut again with my circular saw and finished it off with the pull saw.
It's not perfect, but that looks worlds better than what I did with the jigsaw, and I can fix this with a little bit of sanding. It actually looks like a usable edge now.
I learned from my mistakes and made the other cuts directly with the circular saw. I also managed to make a better cut with the pull saw so that I had to do very little sanding to even everything out.
This is going to take forever, so let's cut to when I'm done with this. Quite some cutting and sanding later, I've got 3 edges that I'm pretty happy with actually. And now I can apply the template and make the cutout. I'm going to use this piece of wood to probe it up against the wood and the template so that it's aligned on this side. Template goes right on top. Now I'm going to trace my lines. So back to cutting. Yo! We made it. Please excuse the camera angle, but it's really tough to get this corner into frame. But with all the important cuts made, I think now is a good time to do a little dry fit. See if the cutout fits. I'm praying, honestly praying that it fits first try. So let's see. Well, it's not looking good on either side, but I think this is savable with some filing and sanding and willpower, I guess. Okay, so let's see if I can save this mess. A lot happened since the last clip, but basically my dad came to my rescue and helped me fix my atrocious first cut. What we basically did was make the cut again and cut off this piece. So now it fits. I also cut off the front so that it's a nice clean edge. And so this piece is done, and now it's time to attach it to the workbench. And for that I'm going to use these 2 plates to attach it from underneath, and these 3 brackets to mount it to the wall. But before we can do that, I need to remove this foot of the workbench because it's too close to the edge and there is no place to mount the plate. So I'm just going to take it off, move it a few centimeters inwards and mount it again. So let's do that first. Screws are out, so time to move it a bit inward. Leg is back on there. Time to mount the plates. So this is what it looks like from the top. And this is what it looks like from the bottom.
Time to install the brackets. Each bracket got 2 screws and therefore 2 wall anchors to mount them to the wall. I used some big 10mm wall anchors just to be on the safe side. I tried to install them as level as possible, which didn't work out that well, but some spacers between the brackets and the workbench managed to even it out, and I secured everything into place with some screws.
The workbench expansion is done and it feels plenty strong. I already put the air compressor down below and plugged it in. And now with the workbench reaching over the corner to this side, I think it's only appropriate to also add a tool wall to this wall. Just like I did with this one, which, if you haven't seen already, you can go check out in my first ever YouTube video. So check that out if you want. So now let's get into it and build another tool wall. There's a small gap at the top and the bottom between the boards because I didn't check if the edge of the left board was straight, and it wasn't. So, well, I guess I have to live with that. It will be a constant reminder to always check straight edges. The boards are up, so now it's time to actually mount something on here. And I'm going to mount something that we've already used in this video, so let me show you. Our clamps. Because up until now they've only been laying on the ground in the corner, so I'll give them a nice new home. The neat part about the clamps, they already come with a mounting mechanism, so I just need something to go in here that can be clamped down, and then I can hang them. Something like this, I imagined. Can you see it? Yes. Nice. Oh man. One last detail to finish off this video. I bought a trash can, or rather a trash bag stand, I guess. Because we didn't have one yet in the workshop and I'm tired of the trash bag laying on the floor. So let's put this up and finish it off. So this is it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!